Hey guys, welcome to another Bitcoin Builder video, and in this video we're going to take a quick look at Polymath and check out what they're doing, if anything. And before that, I want to take a look at Bitcoin because I think that Bitcoin is at an interesting level right now. I just got a trend line drawn right here, and this is a weekly chart, by the way, so each candlestick represents 1 week. And as you can see, I've got a couple points drawn here. Now, I don't know if this is actually the point to put the trend line on. Maybe this falls a little bit further and we got to put this down here, so maybe this would be where the trend line is. That kind of remains to be seen. You kind of have to have a drop and then a move back up, and then you've got your point. But I was looking back, and if we know that cryptocurrencies kind of run in a 4-year cycle, then that would make right now the equivalent of the year 2016 if we were to go back in time 4 years. And so I wanted to go and just take a look and see what was Bitcoin doing back in 2016. Well, this is December and January of 2016 right here. So the whole year of 2016, the price was moving up. And you can see I've got a trend line drawn right here. And the interesting thing that I noted was that the price never dropped through this trend line. Like it respected this trend line the entire time. So the trend line held. It moved up. We had a big move here, a retracement, stopped at the trend line. Another move up, a retracement, stopped at the trend line. Another move up, a retracement, stopped at the trend line. And then in 2017, the price went more parabolic and a new trend line started, which was even more vertical. And the price never dropped below this trend line the whole way up through the year 2017. So that just got me to thinking, what's going on right now with Bitcoin? Is it going to do the same thing? And if it doesn't, would that mean that we're in store for maybe something different? So again, I don't know that this is really a proper place to put the trend line. I mean, we've only had a small drop here. I mean, in theory, this could go down a little bit further. At least that would make it look more realistic, like a proper retracement. This is not really that much. Let's measure this real quick. I mean, 22%, that doesn't seem like enough. If it does go further and we leave the trend line here, that means it's broken the trend line. And this is, again, a weekly chart, so that would be pretty significant. However, if it does drop down here and it gets down to, $8,900, $9,000, maybe even down to the low $8,000 range, maybe a quick spike down there, and then moves back up, then we could rearrange this trend line and we would have a known spot to put that. But this is a very critical level, I think, just from that perspective. If we want to think that crypto is going to continue following this 4-year cycle, this is kind of a critical spot for Bitcoin to make it up its mind which direction it's going to go from here. So within the next few weeks, I would think that we'll see something happen one way or the other. So either it just kind of takes off from here and makes another little move up, or it breaks down, in which case I would be looking to see, is it going to break, is it going to stop at a normal level? Because this trend line needs to be a trend line. It's not a horizontal line. If it's a trend line, it has to be diagonal. So it means this has to contain the price somewhere down here. So we would want to see a bounce if it does break down. If not, then we may have to readjust our overall viewpoint of what Bitcoin's going to do. I personally think that it will go up from here. So with that in mind, let's take a quick look now and see what is going on with Polymath. Okay, so here we have Polymath. This is the Bitcoin chart, and I guess we're still in a weekly view. That's all right. So obviously Polymath has been around for a little while, so it experienced some extreme volatility back here in 2018, and then it started finally selling off last year in 2019. So we have this giant move down, this kind of leveling off period, like it's just you're going down a slide, and it just levels off, and this consolidation taking place. But then look what we got here. We got a little breakout. So I look mostly at technical analysis first and foremost, because the chart tells you everything. I do like to look at the fundamental stuff, and we'll take a quick look. I wasn't able to find a ton of information, but there's got to be some reason for this. The price doesn't just jump out of nowhere, so there has to be some fundamental information. But in reality, I mean, if you're just doing a trade or something, it doesn't really matter what's going on. If you just read the chart, it tells you everything you need to know, which is the direction that the price is going. But when I see something like this, that gets me pretty interested. When we have this consolidation period and this breakout like this, now I looked at this back in the end of August, somewhere back here, and I thought about doing a video, but I got a little busy, and then I looked and price started to go down, and then I just looked again recently, and lo and behold, it bounced off this trend line again. So if we can see it starting to go up here, we got this nice little candle here where we hit this trend line and it got bought back up. So it looks like something is going on. People are interested in buying it as it comes down here. So from my point of view, this could be, a pretty good, whether you took this as a longer term or even a trade. I mean, this thing I think has some potential right now. Let's look at the dollar chart real quick. So we've got the same thing going on. It's just not quite as dramatic on this end, but we have the same sort of consolidation here in this breakout and the same pattern up here. We're holding above this level, and this is exactly what I want to see. Whether I'm taking a trade or whether I'm doing an investment, this is exactly what I like to see. So, this could be a good, I don't really know, what to expect from Polymath long term. I mean, if these guys can pull a rabbit out of their hat, then maybe we'll see something great during the next bull run. I certainly don't think that it's a trash coin. Let's take a quick look and see at some of the stuff they've got going here. So we know that they do security tokens, which is pretty interesting. We don't see a lot of projects out there doing that, but Polymath is doing that. I went to their website the last time, and I was prompted to read this article, which was talking about Red Swan, which is a commercial real estate company that chose Polymath for their digital asset-backed commercial real estate securities that they're offering. So they've basically tokenized $2.2 billion worth of properties, commercial real estate. And if you want to go to their website, you can read through this. It's a quick read. Nothing special, but it is interesting. This is something that we don't see a lot of. We don't see a lot of real-world companies engaging in blockchain or crypto projects like this normally. We just see other blockchain people partnering up with existing blockchain people, or people already in cryptocurrency who are getting involved in other you don't see a lot of just normal brick and mortar type companies getting involved, and when you do, I think that is something to take note of. Now, I couldn't find a date on this, so I don't know how old it was. I know the last time I went to the website, this didn't pop up, so I don't know if it's more of a recent development, and maybe that's something that has caused the price to jump a little bit. Also, we know that they've just recently released their new test net, this Polymesh, this ALSI one. I haven't really read up on it, so I honestly don't know the details. But this is most likely, causing some commotion here, some of these types of things. But if you go to their Twitter, I mean, they're still active. They're still talking about things. They're doing things. There are developments coming out. And depending on what you look at, I mean, they're either ranked at 300 if you look over here, on the old coin market cap, or you go over here to CoinGecko, they're ranked over at 200. Basically, the market cap is somewhere between 23 and 30 million. So they've got room. It wouldn't be a big issue for this to jump up into the $200 to $300 million market cap place. It's not like it's going to bump off Ripple or something like that, something unrealistic. So it is within the possibilities that this could have a pretty substantial move. And just based on the chart, I mean, again, this is a weekly chart. So this is a significant amount of time here. This is back in May that this broke out of this mess down here that it was in, and it's held above this line the whole time. So, this is something that you may consider if you're shopping for coins. It's got a lot of upside potential. And keep in mind, when you start measuring some of this stuff, I think the old high was like $1. I want to say it was $1.68. According to CoinGecko, the all-time high was $1.59, and according to CoinMarketCap, the all-time high was $1.66. So we'll just say $1.60. And if it did reach its old all-time high, well, there's a 3,600% gain. Now, as long as they're doing stuff and really hustling and trying to keep up, with their project and continue to develop and all that kind of stuff, I don't really see any reason why good coins would not be surpassing their old all-time highs in the coming bull market when we reach the pinnacle of the next bull market. And the reason is because, the overall market cap, if it goes substantially higher, which you would expect that if everything grows in value, then the overall market cap is going to be higher. That's going to be because all of the projects have grown in value by multiples over their previous highs. So $1.60 could just be, like a halfway point or something like that. It could just be like a layover on the way to something a lot higher. So I don't really know where this will stop. I won't give any estimates here because, I haven't given it too much thought. But I mean, even to its old all-time high, a 3,300% gain, that's pretty substantial. So this is one that I'll be keeping an eye on, and I would probably encourage you to, is, if you're looking or shopping for a really good coin right now. So I just wanted to point this out, that this is going on, and possibly nobody's really paying attention to this right now because everybody's been watching the DeFi coins, which, we saw that bubble just kind of deflate a bit. And so this here is a little bit under the radar, which makes it a great opportunity to grab some while no one else is looking. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you have any comments regarding Polymath, go ahead and put them in there. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.